the tape here. Okay, we're back at it. Bo's head looks weird. Take it away. There you go. That's your point of starting.
All right. So Nash and Burrell walk with Binch in the cart with the corpse of Stanley and Hope atop it, making their way back to the room where you first spoke. As you get to this room, you slow down. Binch looks at you. Is this the place?
Is there an indent with my body in it?
Yeah, one of the piles of refuse looks like where your corpse was seated. Not corpse, but body was seated.
Oh, sorry.
I dramatically point. That is where I awoke.
So you first came to here? And he walks over and he climbs up into the pile of refuse and lies back just like this?
Just like that.
Interesting. Do you have any sense of what direction that you came from before you landed here?
Very much up.
Up as in up, and he points up.
Up. Slam down.
Okay. And where did you say you were from again?
Prazakval.
What is that?
A city of mankind.
Oh, I meant more, on perhaps a continental or planetary scale?
The wastes?
Perhaps the name of your... That's not much to go on.
Shall I name until we land on something?
Well, no, that's not we can't just guess.
Tietkala? Slave Town. Dust Hill.
Okay, keep naming and I'll get my gear. And he goes to the cart and he gets out this sort of long stick and then extends it into a tripod and he puts it down and then he flips a button on it and it goes. Yes, Tietkala. The wastes.
Slave Town, Principal City.
It's not something I've heard of before. And then he gets out another little device from the cart, and it's got it looks like a Ghostbusters detector with these two little antennas, and he flips it on, and you hear a burp, 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 and he begins looking around. All right. Well, these things don't always make themselves known right away, but we'll find it. Thank you. Now, supposing you'll be wanting my end of the bargain, yes?
Yes, the information.
Right. So, have you ever heard of... What do you know about the plains?
Flatlands of great distances.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to provide you with all the information that you're looking for, but I can set you on the right path. It seems that you're new.
An accurate guess?
Okay. So, you are in a city, a great city known as Sigil. Sigil. Sometimes it's called by many the City of Doors, and by others it is called the Cage.
Bro will become very rigid. The City of Doors.
Yes. Doors here, doors there, doors everywhere. Doors that open to countless worlds, countless planes of existence.
I see.
A city, the center of it all, and yet it is not the center.
That is most disturbing news.
So, when you go upstairs, I need you to just keep yourself calm. You're not going to quite comprehend what you see, but you'll have to. I'll draw you a little map, and he gets out a sort of piece of like a quill and a piece of parchment from here. I'm gonna draw some of the sewer network here. I just need you to follow this path. This will take you to the market district. There's a welcome center for new arrivals there. Tell them that you're new, and they'll take care of everything else and get you started. Do they have gold pieces where you're from?
Yes, there's currency.
Okay, so do you have any?
No.
So don't be alarmed. They will help you for a little bit, but you will need to find some work or some gold in order to survive here. So be sure to ask about ways that you can obtain such things.
Very well.
And he draws a little map on the paper and he goes, there you go.
You have been very kind. Tell me.
He begins scooping equipment out of the cart.
Is this city patrolled by the Door Authority?
The Door Authority. Yeah, you are in a place that's very alien to what you've previously known. There may be such a thing as a Door Authority somewhere in the plains. However, if you are running from your guards, you are safe here. The powers have no purchase in Sigil.
Now that is interesting. Thank you, Bish. And I will relieve the cart of you.
Is it Bish or is it Bench?
Bench.
Oh, Bench. Like bench
Like
with
pinch
an I.
with a B.
Okay.
Oh.
But you just high bished him.
Ah.
99 problems and a bench ain't one.
Anyways, thank you for showing. I'm going to be contacting my colleagues and we'll provide an examination of this area. And I'll come collect the cart later. Excuse me.
One more for you, Bench. Did
Yes?
you happen upon a third body today? One disgusting in robes.
No. Just these two that you found here.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you.
You may wish to turn these in for the gold that is offered for them. They have a tag on there. You won't be able to see it without the equipment, but unfortunately, I think you might have broke it when you punched Buff. But they were worth 100 gold pieces each. Just turn them into the dustbin.
Dustman.
Yes.
Thank you for the map.
I'll come later to collect my percentage.
Right. And I'll gather up Hope and Stanley and look for Speckle.
The Speckle's floating behind you.
I'm just right behind you. Blink, blink, blink,
All
blink,
right.
blink, blink.
And I'll start following the map.
All right. So you begin, you leave from the south exit, pushing the cart. And as you leave, you see that Binch is hard at work, putting up equipment and examining the area where you fell. You make your way down passageways, twisting and winding. The directions are surprisingly clear and well written. So you move left and move right and see that you're, in a sewer. Can I have you both make a dexterity check, please, at this given moment? Nash, you too.
Yeah, I'm looking for my thing because I don't remember.
18.
Oh, I don't have a bonus. All right, I got 0 bonus. A 14.
Okay, so as you wind down these passages, at one point you move to the left, and then you hear a little squeeze, and like it's this giant shaft of brown liquid just goes hits the ground and splashes all around you, and you both nimbly dodge the poo that falls into the sewer. You continue making your way down passages left and right, walking for a solid 30 minutes until you find a stairwell.
All right.
The sounds of conversation and metal clanking emanate from the stairwell, like distant and many voices.
Well, Speckle, do I look ready for the people? Carrying 2 bodies covered in filth?
Blink, blink.
North it is.
All right. And so you push the cart up, and the cart goes 45-degree angle up the stairs, perfectly floating up the stairs as you push it up, with the bodies of Hope and Stanley atop them. The stairs go up quite a piece. There's about 3 or 4 floors. And as you ascend the stairs, the sounds of city get louder and louder. And eventually daylight spills into the stairwell. And as you move into the bright light, you can barely see. Your eyes adjust and you look out at what appears to be an endless city, left and right. And as you look up to the sky, as you look up into the horizon, you see that the city begins to curve upwards, and that there's a wall of city where you would expect to see a sunset. You just see city. And as you look up, you see that it curves around, and you see city on the ceiling. There's no sky. There's nothing but city on top of the ceiling. And as you follow your eyes up and look back around, you see the city descend again back down behind. And there are people everywhere walking down the street. A horse sort of clops by. And you look atop it, and you see a werewolf on top of it. And it just goes, looks at you and keeps going. And then there's just 2 elven women who walk by you, and they look and they go, and they keep walking past you. The city is full of people. As you look left and right, you see right, there's a wooden human abode, and there's a sign atop it painted in blue. It stands out from the rustic browns of buildings you've never quite seen before. These are medieval looking sort of houses. And you see painted a large eye, and then a welcome center below it.
I will stand agape, let the camera do that sweep down by my legs, so I go over the...
I mean, it's your worst
City
nightmare.
shot.
Not only is it a city, but it's a city in the sky and a city walls and nothing but city everywhere. It's literally hell.
Overwhelmed, I will left foot, right foot deliberately and push my cart towards the eye center.
All right. As you begin to push your cart, you see that you'll have to push past various fruit stands to the left, and a place selling little toy dollies. And then you see there's an orc who's sort of putting fruits down and observing the fruits, and he looks and he goes, "Hey, you," addressing you. "Hey, would you like to buy some of my fresh fruit?"
No, thank you.
"Well, buzz off then."
Okay.
You push past it, and then you see there's someone painting. There's a little stool and a paint easel to the left, and looks to be painting the horizon. And you see they're painting a city landscape. It's a horrifying picture.
Oh no.
As you make your way past the painter and the fruits vendor, you come to sort of this 3-way kind of square that goes left, right, and the welcome center is kind of in the middle of left and right. And it's just this humble little house. No one seems to be going in or out of it.
Is there traffic?
There's horses galloping by. You see sort of 2 knights in full plate armor, shining, has all these symbols on it. You don't recognize it, holding spears, and they have shields clasped to the horse. They go walking by on the left. There are people of every race, of every possible configuration that you could imagine, walking everywhere. It's overwhelming. It's like being in New York City for the first time and just seeing people everywhere. And you're pushing a cart with 2 corpses on it, and there's a floating there's a floating rock with an eyeball blinking behind you.
Well, at least we won't stand out. Let's cross, Speckle.
Blink, blink.
As you go to cross, Speckle, you end up in the middle of the square, and you begin to feel a pain all throughout your whatever your body is. I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
My eye. Okay. Hold on. That would be a 6.
Okay. So you turn around, you notice Speckles stopped moving. You turn around, you see in one of the pipe holes leading from his rock, little blood squirts are shooting out, making little blood pools on the sand. The sand clumps up. And as this happens, you notice out of one of the little holes, a little finger protrudes out, just an index. And now there's an eye and an index coming out. Just like
Speckle. Are you well? Let's get inside.
Yeah. And as he makes those little he's learned to vibrate his thing, so you can actually hear the little Yeah.
I don't trust this place.
Does he manage that?
Yeah, it's in the, you don't hear the words, but you hear the vibration is in a way that's a familiar sound to you. You intuit it. I don't trust this place.
I'll grab the orb and stare into the eye.
All right, Varel's face is now in your full field of vision, Nash.
All right.
Now you now have a finger that you know you can move. You can't see it though; it's on the other side of your body. So, but you know it's there.
I will
you can feel
work
with
it.
So you feel the hole around where it is.
I will work it just vigorously. I'm just like trying to figure out how to get out of this thing. I go.
Hey, it's me, this wizard of the Sailor Words.
Nash, it is you. You are my friend through eternity.
I need to get out of this thing.
That wasn't one of your catchphrases. I don't know what you said,
You hear
but
a
I'm
clang,
happy
clang.
you are with us.
You hear a clang clang, and a human sort of with a big pot belly pulls up his pants. He's sort of clanging. He's thinking, "Move along now, move along. You're holding up traffic. Move along." Clang,
Sorry.
clang, clang.
Sorry. And I dash across the street as best I can.
All right, so you run the rest of the way to the welcome center, and Nash floats along behind you, going. And you enter into, you haven't entered yet. You get to the front door.
Okay. Nash, I guess we're body vendors or something. Let's go in.
Okay.
Vendors.
Can I be the knocker? I want to knock.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I mean, you just do it, right?
Can we get in, or are we? Is it? I mean, do we
It's
have
a closed.
to?
It's a closed door. It's a closed door.
Okay, so we just
Got a
can't go
window
bursting
on
in.
it.
Then I will, without any. I'm not going to try to even indicate to Varel what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bash my eye against the door twice. Just burn, burn.
Yeah. All right. It makes a soft wet. Use your eye.
You
You hear a voice from inside going, "Yeah, it's open."
I'll reach over and open the door, letting Nash in.
All right. You reach over and open the door, and you see inside. There's kind of this like place for people to file in, like at an airport, you know, with those ribbon connectors. There's no one in here though. There's a tiefling girl who's looks like she's reading a book, leaning over the counter with her hand like this, and she's using her tail to flip through the pages, just looking down, reading the book.
Me and my cart will go through the various back and forths, making my way towards the front.
Tiefling girl doesn't acknowledge you. She continues reading. As you push your way through the exact path and don't circumvent it, you go through.
Exactly.
And the door gently closes behind on its own. Nash, do you go through the passage or do you float over it because you're a floater?
I will.
You're a floater.
I'm a floater. Yes, I will float over it.
Okay. All right. You both make your way there, and she continues reading her book.
All right, I'll wait at the end. Shopkeep, I have completed your labyrinth.
She actually lets out a little smile and says, "What can I do for you?"
I am new in town.
And she looks over at the bodies. Are those your friends?
Yes,
Did they have a tough trip?
looking at Hope with missing her arm and legs. I assume so.
You hear a voice yell from the back, "Hey, who's that?" "Just some new arrivals." "All right, tell me if anything interesting happens," comes from the back. Yeah. She goes back to reading her book.
I was told to come here for aid by Binch.
Is that so? She doesn't break her. She's still looking at her book. Is that so?
Very much so.
She lets out a large sigh, closes the book. Okay, then. Welcome to the City of Doors, Sigil. Since this is your first time here, we'll set you up with someone who can explain how this city works and what you can expect from your time here. Tell me, what's do you have a god or a religion or something that you worship? To help you get your feet on the ground.
Fushi? Is he in the area?
And she sort of lowers down behind the counter, pulls out a clipboard, puts it down. There seems to be some sort of questionnaire on there, and she writes, "Spell it for me, please."
I've never thought to. My guess would be F-O-U-S-H-E.
Fush. Okay, Fushi. Do you know what the precepts of your deity, please?
Precepts.
Yes, the beliefs or things about them.
Strength.
Uh-huh.
An all-consuming flame.
Okay, fire, strength. Thank you. What brings you to the great city of Sigil?
A great light.
A great light. Okay. And what sort of diet do you require?
Sandwiches, mainly. Meat. The hunt.
Okay. All right, so listen here. Sigil is a very fascinating, beautiful, wonderful place, but it is also very dangerous. So are you here for vacation or for business?
A business. Yes, I have much business.
Business. Okay, and are you bringing in any imports?
No.
Do you wish to claim anything for the produce? Are you sure you're here for business? You bring no product with you?
I arrived naked. I'll look at... Are Stanley Hope naked?
They have remnants of their clothes on them. Very little. keep everything PG, but most of it looks like it's burned off.
Oh. I am adept at completing tasks. I sell my services and my strength.
Okay. And did you bring any money with you?
No.
So you're here for business and brought no produce and no money. Did I understand correctly?
Yes. I saved the
Okay.
world.
Are you sure you did not arrive here on accident and require refugee assistance?
That sounds correct.
Okay, so you're not here for business. You are a refugee.
I was performing a great deed. I saved the world.
Uh-huh. That sounds amazing.
It was. Thank you.
Okay, so, and she reaches down below and she has this book and she licks her finger and then she tears off a sheet. She tears off 2 sheets, 3 sheets. Here are meal tickets for 3 days. Do not use it all at once. You can make your way to the inn just around the corner, and they will provide you for 3 days lodging, after which you have to make arrangements somewhere else. If you do not have any friends in the city, we encourage you to visit one of the factions and enlist with them. But keep in mind, this is an important decision. You will probably have to provide work for them in exchange for lodging and food. And what we will do is we will have a factotum come to you to explain to you how the city works and all of this. This is not my job to explain things to you, okay? Now, what is your name?
Borel Raspin Kurek.
Okay, and
Fang of Razakval.
and what species are you?
Lizard man.
Lizard man. Okay, and what skills do you have?
Strength. Flames.
Skills? Do you shovel? Do you make knitting?
I rule over Razakval. My
You
strength
are-
is known throughout the wastes.
No, so leadership. Okay, management maybe.
Perhaps.
Okay, and do you have any practical skills?
Practical.
You know, like she looks at you, says, hunting maybe.
I can form shields of bone from my enemies.
Okay, so leather work or not leather? What did they call that when you craft of bones? Bone crafter. Okay.
He's a bonier. Sorry.
And what species? Who is this? This is rock here with an eyeball on it. Is that a sentient individual?
Yes, this is Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines.
She reaches down and gets another clipboard with a form on. 1 second. Mash Jaggard of the Molar Pines. Yes. And what species is he?
Murder
Her-
of the solar
her or he?
mines.
He, a human.
Which-
Once.
What,
Mostly.
is he human?
He's recovering.
Is he in the dead book?
He has a human finger in the bottom hole.
I'll flip around and show the finger. I'll just go doodle-doodle-doodle.
Gross. Okay, so I'll put human rock. And what skills does Mash have?
Lack of trust. A vengeance great. An ability to store small objects.
So he is a thief.
Of sorts.
So he has thieving skills. Anything else?
Mostly just hovering right now, but I'm sure he's going to recover and will be of most use.
Very well. Do you need a doctor?
Uh, these two could use a doctor, I'm sure.
They are definitely in the dead book. You should take them to the Dustmen so they can rest in peace.
Well, I do not wish for them to rest. They're busy.
Hmm. So what are you asking? Do I need to?
If I defeat the Dustmen, will I retrieve their souls?
Oh no 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 no! Do not do this. You are a clueless one, really badly. More irritating than normal. Okay, look, if you want to see your friends again, perhaps you can go to one of the churches here, speak with the cleric, find out if whatever they do. Yes?
Excellent. A church.
Right, right. But they often they don't work for free, so be ready for that.
Correct.
Did they have a rough journey? Did they die in the journey?
Apparently.
Hmm.
I assume they still lived.
Well, you might want to speak with the cleric. Let me see here. And she goes back and brings out a Rolodex and sort of thumbs through it, takes out a card, and it's just got an address on it. It's 50 Gums Road. It says on it. There you will find a small church. Perhaps the father there can help you.
Search for the father in the church.
Yes, yes. For now, I'll have a factotum sent to you to explain more detail how things in the city work. So please go to the Soggy Feather and have dinner and relax. Tell the innkeeper you're there from the Welcome Center. They'll get you a room. And your factotum will see you, if not today, later tomorrow.
Thank you.
They are very busy. Yeah, okay.
Do I leave?
Yes.
Oh, goodbye.
Thank
And
you.
I'll make my way back through the turnstile or the.
And as you leave, the door says, "Have a safe trip." As she goes back to her book, and you're back out in the square area. There's hundreds of people within your field of vision, houses endlessly, a city up in the sky. Somehow it's daylight, but there's no sun. Dust and dirt at your feet.
Soggy Feather it is then, Nash.
All right, so your directions were to turn right, so you turn right and move around the corner, walking down the road. Horses dust past you. People go left. Again, there's a crowd of elves that again walk by and they sort of look at you. They're talking, and then as they walk by, they stop talking and they look at you. And their heads turn as they follow you walking past. The Soggy Feather, it looks like a small little bed and breakfast, a little house just right next to the Welcome Center. And you see there's a feather with oil being poured over it, and it says the Soggy Feather above it.
I proceed quickly inside, away from these streets and ceilings.
All right. And you push the door open. You see a small dining area, maybe about 6 or 7 tables and a little bar. There are people seated at the tables. You see an elf having dinner alone with a little espresso cup, drinking. You see 2 dwarves sitting down, kind of laughing with brew. And there's a human barman behind the bar. Everything's made of wood, alcohol. And there's a curious character sitting at the bar. John, do you want to describe what you brought today?
Yeah, so sitting at the bar, cloak down, is a figure not very tall, about 5'4", very lithe, covered in feathers. just sitting quietly at the bar, wearing one of those masks, like a plague doctor, but cut in the beak. And you can see every now and then as the mouth chews that it has been separated because this figure actually does have a beak along with these dark feathers, but humanoid style hands for gripping, not wings or anything like that. Other than that, the clothing is all dark blacks, dark grays, tattered, dirty. Definitely worn.
Yeah. And is Kristen available, or is she on baby duty?
Nope, she's here.
All right. Well, if she'd like to describe her character would be in this place as well.
Okay, so there's a 2.5-foot kobold, legs dangling off of a chair, very ugly, eating food and drinking sloppily because they're trying to act humanoid, but they're not quite humanoid. They're still a nasty little reptile thing. They have a chainmail shirt made of safety pins and carry large human-sized dice that look pretty large on this little guy.
All right. Both of you are in the Soggy Feather. You both have a history of performing work in the city. You're very familiar with its ins and outs, and after today's episode, I'll provide you with more ample information to help fill your characters out. But for now, you're here having dinner, possibly looking for adventure or for work, basher's work, as it's called. And you see the door open and a concrete slab with 2 corpses on top of it get pushed in, followed by a large, what color are you right now, Varel?
I'm back to my golden.
A large golden lizard folk walk in, and behind them, floating, a metal heart, black, with an eyeball and a finger sticking out of it. And as unusual as that is, this isn't an unusual sight for either of you. What do you and Varel, you see that there's, it's not busy, not full, but there's an ample clientele nevertheless in here. Oh, I think you're muted.
Right. All right.
And there's a baby screaming in this. You can't see where the baby is, maybe off in a side chamber, but you do hear the sounds of a baby, in this inn.
I'm new here, and I'll hold up my papers.
All right, we got a clueless one, everybody, and then the whole bar goes, "Hey!" And they raise up their drinks. Come on over here, pal.
Yes.
You see, it's a human man. It looks as stereotypical of a barkeep in a fantasy setting as you've ever seen. He's got a vest on, it's leather. He's got a white jerkin. He's got beige pants with a drawstring tied at the front, mustache and bald head, pierced ear, and a pierced nose. And he goes, "Hey, give that over here now. You're coming in from the Welcome Center."
Correct.
All right. Well, I'm Bill.
Greetings, Bill.
What's your name?
Vrel Rasvim Kurik, Fang of Razikval.
He points to the slab down there. What's your friends' names?
This is Stanley, the one with all his limbs, and Hope is the one with no arm and no leg.
All right. Stanley, he's very pretty.
Yes, I have heard he mates well.
That's interesting. Doesn't talk to you.
This is Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines.
Oh. Pleasure to meet you, Nash.
I'll present my finger to shake it if he pleases.
Oh, he's an energetic little Burke, isn't he?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
As Berkey as they come.
What's he like to eat and drink?
Normally, other people's food.
Well, you better not take any of my clientele's food, Mr. Nash. He wags a finger playfully like you're a baby at you. Anyway, Sure, yeah. There you go, big boy. Anyway, you guys are new here. You guys went to the welcome center. They set you up with a place to stay. All right, give over the coupon.
I
right,
hand him one of the coupons.
Okay, takes the coupon. He bites it. Yep, tastes right. Puts it down, sort of in some unseen bowl behind the counter. So, we'll get a room ready for you in just a minute there. Why don't you have a seat at the bar? You can leave your concrete slab just over here. And let me know what you want to eat.
Very good. And I'll sit at the bar.
And what kind of drink? Let's start with a drink. You've probably been on a long journey to get here.
I've dreamed of bean juice on my travel here.
Bean juice. There's a lot of beans in this giant place we call the cosmos. You'll have to be more specific than that.
With a squeezed squid, a sort of black.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds a little exotic for me. What's it taste like?
Milky, thick.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just not sure what you're asking for there, buddy. Let's try something else.
Very well. I am parched for some clean water.
Listen, how about some coffee? You want a coffee?
Yes, that sounds correct. Perfect.
All right. Pam! One coffee! Yells back. All right. And what'll Nash have?
Nothing. I don't have enough yet.
Sounds like he's asking for methane. He farts. He goes, ah! He slams the bar, and then he looks over at John's character. Have you described what race it is or anything?
It's Kenku.
Okay. He laughs at the bird guy there. He goes, methane! You get it? Then an elfin woman emerges from the back with a cup of coffee. One coffee coming here. Puts it on the table. Thanks, Pam! He pushes the coffee towards you. What do you want in your coffee? Arcane spice?
The juice of the squid. That's all I know. I'm sorry.
Listen, pal. Don't got any squid stuff here. I got arcane spice. I got milk. Cream, and sugar.
Cream, sugar,
Cream's
arcane spice.
Freshly squeezed for the best cows in the farming district.
Give me cow.
Have you tried arcane spice in your coffee?
Is that...
Listen, buddy, I'm going to put it in there. It's delicious. I'll put some cream in, too. He pours some cream into the coffee. Then he gets out this blue bottle, glowing kind of blue, in a glass bottle. And he goes, takes the thing off, and he pours a bit of this blue liquid in, and then it begins sparkling. Like, just, this coffee's just sparkling, and these sparkles sort of drift into the air in front of you. Like, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? There you go. Drink that.
Very well.
Okay.
I'll drink it.
So in your little fingers, you pick up the coffee cup and pour it back, and it tastes like lightning. It tastes like coffee mixed with lightning. And the synapses in your brain begin snapping together, and you feel your eyeballs sort of float into the center. It's delicious. It feels great.
Phenomenal.
I told you, arcane spice, best thing to put in a coffee. I don't give a damn what those dwarves say.
I'll look at the dwarves.
The dwarves aren't paying attention. They're talking with each other.
Okay.
The Kenku reaches out and taps the bar to get the bartender's attention.
Yeah.
Coffee! Arcane spice!
Yeah, my man.
My man!
Pam! Another coffee! And then Pam emerges with another coffee after a few seconds. Puts it down. And then he doesn't put any cream in your coffee. He just puts the arcane spice straight in, makes it blue and sparkly, and gives it over to you. All right, it'll be 1 copper, please.
Right, the Kenku passes over a copper.
All right. Customary to tip too, and then.
Right, I don't have any copper, so I just slide a gold. I figure I probably have a tab. I've been drinking here for a bit,
Oh, maybe you do have a tab.
so I'll
Does
just
your
pass over a gold.
Oh shit, that's generous. I'll put it towards your tab.
Just sort of nods, picks up, lowers the beak down, and laps at it.
Hey, Varel. You ever seen a bird man? They got bird men where you came from?
They do not. You're a wonder to me, stranger.
Bird looks over at Varel. You're a wonder to me, stranger.
Oh, great.
I don't understand.
Great.
Goes back to drinking.
He's a good lad. He comes in here from time to time, Nash. I think he's a good lad. I mean, you don't really know anybody, do you? Except Pam. Anyway,
Yeah.
did you want something to eat, Varel?
Sure. Let's save the trouble and give me what you would prefer.
Well, I mean, personally, I just kind of like eating drake meat.
Drake meat. Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. It's expensive, but it's your first day here. We'll treat you. Hey, Pam! Pam! Get the drake meat out for Varel. How do you like it?
Normal.
Is that a way that you cook it where you're from?
I cook it on a grill
Well, yeah.
in the golden scales.
Uh-huh. But, you know, you can make it rare or well done.
Oh,
Or maybe have some sort of side with it.
well done.
All right. Bam! Make it well done. All right, cool. Yep, there you go. Let me tell you. Pam's nice to look at, but she's a bit of a barmy.
Barmy.
Yeah. Cuckoo. He moves his hand to his. Don't know what happened to her out there. And he just stares at you, and you stare back at him, and he goes, "You're not much for talking, are you?"
I've had a long day.
I mean, tell it to the complaint department. I had a long day too. You think it's easy running an inn?
No. In fact, I own an inn. I owned an inn.
Oh, a fellow businessman. Which inn do you own?
The Golden
Wait.
Scales.
Wait, you're a new
In
arrival. You don't own an inn here. But where are you from? The Golden Scales. It's a great name for an
Tikala.
inn. What do you think of the Soggy Feather?
It communicates your clientele well.
That sounds like fancy bullshit. Seriously, what do you think of my place?
Well, I like that you have a ceiling. You've been very kind since I've entered. You've been very kind to
Thank you.
Nash Maggard.
Yeah, well, I kind of like this little rock. I mean, you kind of laugh about people who have pet rocks, but that's got to be the most interesting rock that I've seen. Hey, little buddy. He sort of looks at you and wiggles. Hey, little Nashy.
I will turn around and create as best I can without a full hand, the bird with my finger and aim it at you. Just whip it around and go.
Everything about his face that you can see just looks like he thinks you're adorable.
Great. I'll sigh inside of my prison. My ball prison.
All right. Pam emerges from the back with a large slab of meat. Puts it on the counter, and then Bill gives it over to you, Varel. And says, "Here's your drake meat."
Thank you. I will dig in.
Well, so you got any stories to tell?
I saved the world recently. I hope to return my friends' souls to their bodies. Nash will likely birth another limb soon.
So you're saying Nash is a man? Like me?
Yes. Yes.
What? Who did he piss off to end up like that?
Oh, many people.
Oh, I kind of feel for the guy. It'd suck to be stuck in, I don't know, whatever that is. I'm even a bit agoraphobic. I think that means I don't like small places, but I'm not sure if that's the right word.
That's the opposite, you dumbass.
Oh, there he goes again. He's a lively guy. I bet she can't wait to eat again. When you get out, we'll make you some drake meat there, Nash.
Mm-hmm.
So, how much do you know about where you are?
Very little.
Well, here's a piece of advice, bub. Get yourself someone who's really knowledgeable to inform you what you need to know about this place. And I don't mean the one they give you at the Welcome Center, huh? They're gonna send you a factorum. But they're gonna have an agenda and try and get you in a loan and sell you stuff. So just take some advice from me. Find yourself an independent third party here. Like this here Birdman. He's alright. You gotta pay him though. Now if you come here, you probably don't have any money, so you got any skills?
I will be looking for work, yes.
Well, you look real strong. What kind of things do you like to do?
Be victorious.
Yeah, so that's some flowery language. I mean, what can you do?
I am good at defeating my enemies and making weapons from their corpses.
Hey, so there's two options right there. You could be a pit fighter, or you could be a blacksmith's apprentice. Make some weapons for people.
Oh. Pit fighting.
Yeah. I mean, there's a number of places you can go in the seedier parts of town where people will pay for such entertainments. I mean, you have the look of a real mighty man. I'll say that.
Thank you. And does this pit fighting pay well enough to bribe a priest, a church?
To bribe a priest.
I require their services.
I don't know what the rates on bribery is, my friend, but I will tell you this. Pit fighting doesn't pay great. What pays a lot is the gambling. So what you want to do is you get into a pit fight and, have someone else make a bet with one of the bookies for you, and who knows, you might get pay dirt. You'll get some gold for fighting for sure, but it's nothing compared to what you can earn betting, on the pit fights. And you hear Pam from the back go, "Hey, no talking about gambling. You remember what happened last time?" He's like, "Yeah, honey, I know. And he rolls his eyes quietly and goes,
I met bitch.
"Well, do you need to know a place to go? I know a guy." He can set you up. Get you started.
Good. I would like to meet your guy.
All right.
There not deeds here need doing, not a stub of woe. A great board, of which jobs may be posted, and one such as myself can perform.
No. Listen. New guy. Sigil's not a place like you know from where you're from. Sigil's a place where the social dynamic is very different, probably from anything you know. It's ruled over by a great power called the Lady of Pain. She has been here for as long as Sigil has been, and aside from a few edicts which she issues, she remains mostly uninvolved. But know this, her power keeps those who would call themselves gods and rulers of the plains out from here. So the factions that reside here may war in secret with one another. She forbids open conflict. And since the gods have no sway in here, there is little in the way of existential threats. Or I shouldn't say existential. I'm trying to sound smart when I'm not. You know, I mean big bad guys, dragons flying around, stuff that you might have done back where you're from. Has anyone explained the plains to you, Varel?
They said that the representative would do the best job.
Yeah, probably they would, but let me tell you, your world is not the only world that exists in all of creation. What if I told you there were hundreds upon hundreds of worlds that existed in a place called the Prime Material Plane? And that Sigil was a place that connected not only those planes, such as where you're from, together, but all the planes of known existence. Imagine a world made nothing but of lava and fire and brimstone. Such places exist where neither air nor earth has any purchase, nothing but flames. There are worlds beyond your imagining that exist, Forel, and for whatever reason, it sounds as though it was by accident you arrived here, and you will forever be changed. So look at these surroundings around you and see great hostility until you can decide that you understand what you are dealing with. Maybe cut down on that braggadocio. Just a friendly advice from a humble little barkeep.
That was an humble speech from a humble barkeep, but I see your meaning.
Birdman. You should look after these two.
Look after these two.
When they get a bit of money, you should be their tout. You recognize the word tout, meaning a guide to new arrivals to Sigil. Looks like Nash might need a doctor or some kind of wizard to help him out of his little predicament. And Varel needs pit fighting. Perhaps you could go and find some information about this for them, get them started. Or maybe you know some other opportunities. I see you hanging around here, looking for clientele.
Deal.
See, Varel?
We're making friends already.
All right, and your hand... Can I just role play this for you guys? Can you do like a handshake or something like that?
The Kenku will turn and look at Varel and just go, Varel. And extend a hand.
Did I get your name?
It's nothing.
Nothing, then. Nothing it is. A pleasure.
Now, Kristen, you see this exchange. Do you want to do anything?
The kobold is still trying to use human-sized utensils, but it's not working out too well. So it's now face first in the food in front of it, but it's eyeing the dead bodies.
Okay. All right, and that's the scene that we'll end on for this week because Scott does have a hard out, but we have everybody introduced. We are in the soggy feather. Nothing. The Kenku nods to Varel, who's sitting at the bar with the corpse slab and Nash sort of floating around him, and a kobold sitting at a table trying to use human utensils. We sort of zoom out from this image, and then we see the house, and then we zoom out, and we have the sort of view of Sigil, which has a series of city, but then it moves up in a U, and then the city's above, and as it floats around, you see that it is endless. And that's this week's episode.
Nice. That's awesome. 2 new people and a heart with a finger hanging out the butt. What will happen next? Nobody knows until you guys all come back next week and find out for yourselves. We can't wait to bring that to you. If you're sitting there going, man, this sounds exciting. How can I throw some money at this show because they need our support? Well, it's easy. Go to therewillbedungeons.com and hit our support link. Everything will be explained to you there. It's very simple, very easy. A few clicks away and you're in. We appreciate everybody who has and done support in the past. I have a feeling a floating heart image may be coming to some of you soon on one of the art levels, so watch for that. So check that out. That's therewillbedungeons.com. Everything can be found there. Our email address, ways to get a hold of us in other ways, our Twitter accounts, all that stuff. And join us on the Discord where we can have lots more conversations about what happened today, what happened last week, and what the future might hold for these new and old adventurers alike. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week with a whole new episode. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. Whoops. Yeah.
So, do you kind of get why I was saying that now?
What? Which?
I was asking you guys to watch The Mandalorian as homework.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm all caught up. But what
was Varel's The Mandalorian and your Baby Yoda?
Oh, I didn't even catch it until you said it.
Gross.
I just got it then. All right. That's awesome then.
Yeah.
It wasn't clicking with me.
Floating around behind him. I mean, your powers are diminished right now, but